This is Melani Ward, and I am talking to you from the Green Valley Ranch Resort and Spa. I keep saying that, in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I am actually getting ready to spend the day with actually the next 2 days with Kendall Summerhawk and James Malinchak and a couple of other really creative entrepreneurs. And I'm sorry if there's a little, they're blowing, the thing, so it's kind of distracting. So I hope you can still hear me. And I gotta tell you, if somebody told me a couple of years ago that I was gonna be sitting here at this beautiful resort getting ready to spend a few days with some really big players, I probably would have laughed. Because quite frankly, 2 years ago, my business looked nothing like it does right now. And my business was actually really pathetic. I mean, it was just, I was working my butt off and nothing was really happening. And I couldn't really figure out what was going on. So I'm kind of, pulling the curtain open today and letting you in on some of my little dirty past, my dirty secrets in my business. It's not really dirty, it's just the way it goes. Everybody kind of goes through it. But I'm sharing this with you because I want to share with you the 5 shifts that I made that has completely changed my business. And it's allowing me to be at places like this with my clients, with really, really big players, and it's just going to help me even grow my business even more. So the first shift that I made was I decided that I was no longer going to care what anybody thought. And this seems like a really simple thing, and I think we sometimes say that we don't really care when actually we do, because I think I used to say it, but somewhere in my head I would stop myself all the time because there was something going in my head that said, what are they going to think of you? They're going to think this is stupid. What if they don't like it? What if they think it's dumb? What if they don't buy it? And I would, those things would make me stop. And I also said, like, well, this isn't really mainstream, right? I mean, numerology, people are going to think you're crazy. And I just said, I don't really care. I just don't care what people think, because if I keep caring what people think, I'm not going to move forward. And so it was a huge shift, and it changed so much in my business. And it really just allowed me to be creative, because quite frankly, when you are monitoring other people's opinions, it's really hard to be creative, and it's really hard to step into that place where you feel powerful. The second thing is, I have to look at my list, I'm not going to remember these, is I stopped caring how much money I made. And naturally, as soon as I stopped caring how much money I made, I started making more money. I really did get into this business because I wanted to help people. But at the same time, I was so concerned, like, oh my God, this isn't going to be enough money, or I don't have money for this, or they don't pay me enough, or whatever. And so I definitely I don't know, no one's told me this, but I can assume that I probably put off the desperate vibe. No different than, like, you want to date somebody, you decide you want to get married, and you go out and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to find the guy, right? It just doesn't work that way. And the fact of the matter is, when people used to tell me that it was easier to make more money than it was to make less money, I thought, no, nothing can be harder than making 30 grand a year. I promise you, nothing can be harder than what I'm doing right now. Until I started not caring and started making more, and then I realized, wow, it really is easier to make more money. It's like I actually work less than I did. I make a lot more money. I have a lot more people that, that I want to work with and that want to work with me, and it's just treat. It's like the greatest business in the world. The third thing is, this is great. This is what Dan Kennedy, I guess the Dan Kennedy principle is, the straight face principle. And this is what I used to do. And maybe you can relate to this. But if a client wanted to work with me and they said, asked me how much I charge, it would probably take me 20 minutes to get the price out, because I would be like, but I can offer a deal because I know you, or but that's just, it depends on the situation. So, I'll give you a discount, or, blah, 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 blah. I came up with like a million things, and then I finally spit it out. Well, I'll tell you what, there's like no confidence there, right? And so they pick up on that and they say, okay, cool, I'll go somewhere else. So I decided to try the straight face principle. And now when someone tells me, what is it you charge? I say, I charge $10,000. And that's it. And you know what? They're like, cool. And they just give me their credit card. They don't even care. They don't even ask. They're just like, that's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, cool. So try it. Try the straight face principle. You have to believe it too. It's not just all fake. But the fact of the matter is, you got to be direct. You got to be confident, and you got to believe 100% that you're worth whatever it is that you say. Let's see. The fourth thing. This is a big one. This is a big one for consultants, I think. is I stopped being the cobbler with no shoes. I was the quintessential cobbler with no shoes. I was out there making money for my clients left and right, but I wasn't applying. I was telling myself I didn't have the time to apply any of the strategies I was helping them implement into my own business. And that's just not good. That's just not good business. So I decided that I said, you know what, even if I have to get rid of a client or, stop working with somebody or not take on another client, that was going to be important and I needed to do that. So I stopped being the cobbler with no shoes. And now I make time for my own stuff all the time. And then the fifth thing, God, it's getting really loud over here. So I better hurry up. The fifth thing is that I started taking action all the time. I stopped allowing any fear that I had be a good enough reason to not do something. And so staying in action, keeping your foot on the gas is critical. Fear or all these thoughts that go into your head, coming out here saying you shouldn't do that or who do you think you are or blah, 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 blah. Not a good enough reason not to do something. Just do it. Just stay in action. Don't give yourself enough time to talk yourself out of it and just do it. So those are the 5 shifts that I made that dramatically improved my business. And I just want to share them with you. I hope that you take something from it and it works for you. Have a great day. I'm going to go to my meeting. Talk to you later.